Okay, so when that summer heat really starts to kick in, every new parent has the exact same question, right? How do I keep my baby comfortable without, putting them at risk? It's a huge source of stress, I get it, but it absolutely doesn't have to be. So let's break down exactly how to do it right. And this is the big one, isn't it? The question that's probably on your mind right now. You're worried about your baby getting too cold, maybe catching a chill, or even getting sick from the AC. And look, that is a completely valid concern. Trust me, doctors hear this one all the time, especially in hotter parts of the world. And here's the really good news. The answer is a big, loud yes. You can absolutely use an AC or a cooler to keep your baby safe and really comfortable. See, the trick isn't to avoid them altogether, but to just know the rules of the game. With just a few simple adjustments, you can turn all that worry into pure confidence.
All right, first up, and honestly, this is probably the most important piece of the entire puzzle, getting the temperature just right. We're on a mission to find that perfect Goldilocks zone, where your baby is not too hot and not too cold, but just right.
So what's that ideal range we're looking for? Well, doctors recommend setting your ACs somewhere between 24 and 26 degrees Celsius. This creates a really comfortable environment where your baby doesn't need a bunch of heavy blankets or extra layers, and they won't feel a chill. It's the sweet spot. Now, there is a little bit of wiggle room here. While 24 to 26 degrees is the gold standard, if you live in an extremely hot climate where the temperature outside is just soaring, you might need to nudge it down just a little bit to somewhere between 22 and 24 degrees. It's all about maintaining that comfortable indoor space. Okay, so you've nailed the perfect temperature. Awesome. But believe it or not, that's only half the battle. The next rule is just as crucial. It's not just about how cool the air is, it's about where that air is going. Seriously, the location of your baby in that room is everything.
So here's the key rule to remember. Never, ever place your baby's crib or their playmat directly in the path of the AC's airflow. That direct blast of cold air is what gives them the chills. What you want to do instead is position them away from that direct stream. This lets the cool air circulate all around the room and reach them nice and indirectly.
All right, so we've got the room temperature and the airflow sorted out. Now let's talk about keeping your little one personally comfortable. This really boils down to two key things: dressing them the right way and dealing with that drying effect that air conditioning can sometimes have. Let's run through this little in-room comfort checklist. First off, clothing. Even in a cool room, you'll want to dress your baby in light, breathable, but full coverage clothes. Think thin cotton onesies with full sleeves and pants. This just protects their skin from getting too cold. Next up, moisture. ACs are great, but they can zap moisture from the air, which can dry out your baby's delicate skin and nose. A super simple, doctor-approved fix for this is just using some saline nasal drops to keep their nose from getting dry and uncomfortable.
Now, this next point is one that a lot of parents can overlook, but wow, it is so important. A baby's tiny body is still figuring out how to regulate its own temperature, right? And that makes their whole system really sensitive to sudden, big changes. That's why we have to help them ease into it when moving from one environment to another. So picture this, you're leaving your nice, cool house to head out into the summer heat. You can't just open the door and walk out. The best way to do it is to turn off the AC first. Give the room a few minutes to kind of warm up and normalize, and then take your baby outside. This gentle transition prevents that, whoa, hot to cold shock to their system. And the exact same thinking applies to a hot car, which can literally feel like an oven inside. So before you even think about putting your baby in, open the doors and windows and just let all that trapped heat escape. Then turn on the AC for a few minutes to bring the temperature down to a much more normal level. Only then is it really safe and comfortable to bring your baby inside. Okay, now let's talk about a very specific situation that needs some extra caution. This is a really critical rule, and it's all about what happens in those moments right after you give your baby a bath. And this one is non-negotiable. After a bath, a baby's body temperature is naturally a bit lower. So if you immediately take them from that warm, steamy bathroom right into a cool, air-conditioned room, you're basically creating the perfect recipe for them to catch a cold. You've got to let their body temperature normalize in a non-AC room first, always. So we've gone through all the details, but it really just boils down to a few simple, powerful guidelines. Let's do a quick recap of what we can call the golden rules for keeping your baby cool, safe, and happy. And here they are, your 5 golden rules. 1, get the temperature right, that 24 to 26 degrees sweet spot. 2, avoid that direct airflow. 3, dress them in light, full layers. 4, manage those temperature transitions carefully. And 5, always be cautious after a bath. If you can just remember these 5 things, you are all set. So the next time you go to reach for that AC remote, you can do it with total confidence, not with anxiety. By following these simple, doctor-approved guidelines, you can create a comfortable, safe space for your baby to thrive in all summer long. You've got this.